Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, back with some more cool and unique camp locations for you. Starting off in the forest this week with a spot that I can really see being a prime candidate for building a small village or a town at your camp. Now starting it off with a little spot there with radiation and an ammo box. Maybe you turn it into a radiation death chamber. I don't know. I'm not giving you any ideas. Don't do that. Or do it. I don't know. Something. Of course, you do get a little bit of plants. You got the pond right there. There's a container back here, which didn't spawn anything for me, but it might give you something. Now, the key thing that caught my eye about this entire location was the wooden walkways. Yes, we do get an outhouse with a chem cooler, which is kind of nice, I guess. But it's the walkways that really sold me on this spot, because I can just imagine little tiny houses all along the walkway within the camp boundary, and honestly I think it looked pretty darn good. Maybe something I'll do down the road. I'll have to come back here just to see what I can do with it. And there are various different areas along this path that you could take advantage of, but up in this general area seemed like the best choice. And if I was putting down a camp, I'm pretty sure I'd end up putting it up here on the cliff, so it gave your camp a little bit of extra verticality. You could still take advantage of the water down there, take advantage of the paths up behind you a little. Definitely seems like a strong contender for someone looking to build a little town. Now if you're wanting to check this spot out, you'll find it right over here. Of course, you're in the forest, so you're going to be relatively safe compared to other parts of the map. Now, you are a little bit further off to the left, but it does keep you a little bit further south, which may be a plus. Overall, it seems like a solid location for anyone looking to build their own settlement. Now to Toxic Valley, where I feel like I've been here before. And I know I have, multiple times in the game. I just don't think I've been here yet in cool and unique camp locations. Fingers crossed. Every now and then I look at my map and I think it lies to me. Anyways, you got Junkie House. You get a few small containers here. But that's not the reason I even like this spot. Alright, the Junkie House kind of takes away from things, but I don't know. The main reason I like this spot is that, right there. The Welcome to Historical Grafton sign. Oh yeah, because you can kidnap that. I would say you put down your camp, steal the sign, build on the sides of the road however you do it, and then maybe put some new lettering over the historical part, and it'll say, Welcome to New Grafton. Yep. Somehow this seems like it's turning into more of a settlement type video. It wasn't my intention going into it, but it's kind of going that way. Because now down in the ash heap, we've got this bus. And this bus caught my eye for about the same reason as everything else. Ooh, I could build a little town here. This would be an excellent entryway into the camp. Got the awesome half bus right there. Got the signs out front. Now it's opened up to where you can walk inside the bus from this side. So maybe if you run walls just along the side, you can make it to where you have to go through the bus to get in the camp. I don't know if anybody's going to agree with me on that thought process, but it definitely seems like an interesting idea. The only thing noteworthy around this spot is you do have some ore veins scattered around. Mostly though, I'm just fascinated by the bus. Now there is a little bit of stuff going on behind it. Nothing seemed extremely noteworthy, but I do like the bus, and that's all that matters. It made it into the video because I think it's cool, and I'm pretty sure it's got some potential. So, there's that. I don't know. You're going to have to hop down in the comments and tell me if I'm insane for liking a half bus. Location-wise, it kind of sucks for being crammed in the bottom left of the map, but you are really close to a train station, which is a little bit of a positive for you. Now let's head to the Savage Divide. And the first thing I need to note about this location is it is a random spawn location. The location I chose is a random spawn. So the suit of power armor you see right there is one of the random spawns that can just happen here. Now if you go placing your camp down in this, it's going to block the random spawn. So if you are looking at camping here, just know that whatever the random spawn is not going to be there. But if you like the idea of being near a random spawn, you can camp a little ways away from it, and it should still spawn in random stuff. I want to say one of the other times I checked it, it was a bunch of bloat flies. I'm not sure what all the random things can be. I just know that some of the random spawns out there in the world can be pretty cool stuff. So keep it in mind. Overall, for the camp, there's a ton of junk scattered around, plenty of various types of containers you can loot. It's a pretty nice looking little camp area. It just kind of kills me that it's also the location of a random spawn. Normally I don't like steering people towards camping at random spawns, because if you're blocking a random spawn, there are people out there that honestly don't like you because you're blocking a random. But I'm going to allow it this time because the location's cool, and if nothing else, I'm teaching you about checking this location down the road. Because it spawned a full set of Raider power armor, and that's pretty cool. It's not the coolest power armor in the world, but it's pretty cool that it's just sitting there, and that's a fusion core you can come pick up. Well, if it spawns for you. Now, location-wise on the map, it is keeping you fairly well-centered, which is solid in my book. It's definitely pulled you way closer to the Themire Cranberry side. You're almost in a little focal point of where you could almost fall into any of them. But now to the Themire, where I may or may not have phoned it in this week. Okay, I kind of phoned it in, just a little bit. So right here, there's a plane crash. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot of note. There's a plane crash, and there's a toolbox. So a single container that I found that you could loot. But it is kind of cool. I can't fully envision how this spot would play into a camp, but someone out there's probably got some ideas. One other thing of note around here was there was this dead Mr. Messenger over here when I showed up. So I don't know if he spawned somewhere nearby, or I don't understand. He was dead there, and I just let that be that. But if you're wanting to camp here, you'll find it way up here. It looks like you're out there in the lake, but you're not. Location-wise, I mean, it's okay. It kind of sucks how far north you are. But I doubt anybody else is going to be taking that camp location from you anytime soon. Now to Cranberry Bug, and a location that I could have swore I've shown in this, but the map I've created says I haven't. So either the map is lying to me or I lied to the map by not marking it. It's something along those lines. But then again, way further back as I was showing locations, I was like, man, I keep showing too many monorail locations. I can't show any more of this. I got to take a break. And I don't know if I took too long of a break or what. But there is a little bit of loot up at the top. Not a lot, but inside this, I don't know if there's always going to be a mini nuke in there, because there was another spot out here in Cranberry where sometimes there'd be a mini nuke, Other times it'd be a stealth boy. I didn't bother checking this one a whole bunch of times. But you do get a nice view. Unfortunately, it's a view of the Cranberry where Scorch Beasts are going to be looking to be friends with you. They just want to be your friend, alright? They land and they try to give you hugs, and then you murder them, and then you wonder why they get angry. The only thing of note to worry about here is there are robots that seem to spawn and attack this place, and they're not the Watoga robots, so they're not going to be your friend. Or maybe they'll be your friend, I don't know. But that's going to wrap up all of the cool and unique camp locations for this week. I'm pretty sure next week is when we hit our 200th location. It is crazy. That is also part of the reason I have problems keeping track of where I have and haven't shown, even with a map. But either way, I hope you've enjoyed this. As usual, please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.